Welcome to the Bachelor Universe podcast. We are back at it. I am your host, Jim Alexander. It's been a while. And The Bachelor is finally back, January 4th, and we have the premiere of Ben the Bachelor. So there was. It all happened tonight, and there is a lot to talk about. Usually the first episodes are the most exciting. It's the first time you meet the contestants coming out of the limo. They always have something wacky and weird to present and appear as. And this year we have Ben Higgins as your bachelor. Ben is a lot like Chris Soules in a sense that he's a quiet guy, but unlike Chris Soules, he doesn't live in Arlington, Iowa. He's originally from a place, we find out in this episode, he's from a place called Warsaw, not Poland, Indiana. And that place is resembling like Arlington, Iowa. And that's how the show actually starts. Ben takes you on a trip through Warsaw, and there isn't much there. There is a movie theater in which he claims he had his first kiss, and it was his last for I don't know how long. And that movie theater looks completely abandoned. Then you had him also shooting hoops in the back of a barn. Guy's got some skill, man. He can drain a jumper. So Larry Bird, Pacers, give him a call. You might need him as a shooting guard. Or Lakers. Or even Nuggets. He's from Denver, I think. That's where he lives. Yeah, they could use help. Sign him up. Then they go to a pep rally and everyone's happy because he's like the only guy that's ever semi-famous or on TV from that area. So that was the intro of Ben the Bachelor today on the show. Unlike Chris Soules, I mean, women are pining for him. Everyone seems to really like the guy. He seems like a great guy from the interviews and what's written about it. So maybe the first genuine Bachelor in a while. We'll see. Then the show starts. So Ben comes out of The Bachelor. Yes, Ben comes out of The Bachelor. Best concept ever. No, Ben comes out of a limo. That's right. He meets Chris Harrison and they hug. Yeah, that's what they do. Ben asks Chris Harrison to give him a hug. Wasn't creepy as it sounds. Kind of endearing, but why? Why, man? But you guys want to know about the most important part. You want to know about the reaction to the women. Who came out? What was it about? What happened? All that. Going back a little bit, Ben, to get ready to meet the women, he was, of course, greeted by a crew of 3 important men. Jason Mesnick, Sean Lowe, and Chris Soules. To give him, friendly advice about how to be a bachelor, apparently, because Chris Soules would know. Go on Dancing with the Stars, right? That's probably the way to go there. But yeah, so, the guys kind of gave him some decent advice. They told him to don't assume the chosen one will be there from the start, that you're going to be feeling something with someone from the start. Follow your heart, be direct, solid advice. That's how they go. And then, of course, right before the women come out, you have Ben getting dressed up. You got to have that shirtless shot. Taco meat on display, a.k.a. chest hair. And then you see him put on a belt. So the guy's got skill. He can put on a belt. Good to know. Then we got a little preview, some vignettes, pre-taped vignettes of the women. So the first one we get introduced to is Lauren B. She's a flight attendant, hot blonde, playing with a beach ball. I'm sold. Then is Kyla. She's a Bostonian software person. There you go. There's your connection. Software, just like Ben. But her story is she met a guy on a plane, and then she meets him on the streets randomly, so it was like fate. And apparently it wasn't fate because when she saw Ben on TV, she decided to dump him and go for the show. So there you go. Jubilee. Yeah, not the X-Men character. No, not the one in a yellow trench coat and pink glasses. No, Jubilee is a war vet, and she looks tough. She'd probably kick your, you know what. So yeah, she seems she can pack a punch if needed. Um, and then of course you have Mandy, the dentist. Yeah, she could very well be the new Ashley S. She seems wacky and kooky and crazy. And last, but not before least, there's a few more. Um, there's Emily and Haley, the Vegas twins, two blonde twins from Vegas. Interesting. Amanda from Orange County. She sounds a lot like Whitney from Chris Soul's season with that whiny princess-like voice. Yeah. Um, she's got two kids. She's a divorcee. Then you have Sam from Florida. Seems like the most normal girl yet. Dad was diagnosed with ALS and passed away. I think she's going to be like the endearing one. She kind of has this similar story to Carly. I think Carly had a similar story on Chris Soul's season. I believe it was Carly. And then Tiara. Yes. She's hot. But she's a chicken enthusiast. That's right, a chicken enthusiast. Just kind of like this year's version of a free spirit. Means you probably don't, or like JJ, whatever he was, former something. Yeah. So she's also potentially an Ashley S slash Lucy from Juan Pablo's. Just kooky and wacky. So there's two already. Good start. So, on to the important part. The limos arrive, right? First one coming out, as in order, with the vignettes, is Lauren B. Wearing a light purplish dress, looking slim and swell and whatever that means, and hot. She's the flight attendant. She gives him a little, like, kind of like, I don't know, like a pin that had apparently wings on them, some kind of airplane thing, probably one of those pins they give out. That's probably useful. I mean, in case he probably will need it to fly away from some of these train wrecks that'll be along the way. So, good gift, Lauren B. Selah or Ciala or the Bostonian software girl, she literally jumps into his arms, like as if like he was carrying her through the door as they got married. Like, I don't know how she jumped into his arms, but she did, and he carried her. Must be pretty light. Jennifer de Brunette, small business owner. Yes, that is one of my favorites, no question. We will just call her Jennifer. Not the business owner, but Jennifer Boobage. Not her last name, just because with the cleavage that was popping out of her. Solid. Jamie, the Canadian bartender that actually personally knows Caitlin Bristol. Of course she does. Who doesn't? Sam from Florida. She just passed the bar exam. So congrats on that. She asks him legal briefs or boxers. Is there such a thing as legal briefs? Is that what they call it? I don't know. That sounds weird to me. Great question there. I mean, I don't know what kind of lawyer she's going to be, but only case I'd want her representing me is in a panties versus thong case, probably. Kind of fitting. Jubilee, as we talked about, the war vet, she came out next. Try to pick up line, forgot it. So, good job. Lace, or Lacey, her name is spelled weird. Lace. Can, well, She sells real estate and absolutely could sell me any real estate whenever she wants to. She sneaks in a first kiss, so she gets the kiss right off the limo. Okay. Lauren R. is a math teacher. I mean, personally, I could have used math tutoring in college, but apparently she's too busy stalking Ben's social media. She admits to that. And of course, she forgets to introduce herself and just walks in. Well done. Shoshana, something like that. A mathematician, so we clearly see there's a math theme to this. I don't know if Ben needs addition and subtraction help. Doesn't know how many women to eliminate each week or whatnot. So he doesn't need a calculator because he's got two math people. But Shoshana, she has to be Russian because she didn't speak English a lick of it. So good luck to Ben. Get your Rosetta Stone because you might need it. But she's hot. Shoshana. Shush. Call her that. Next limo arrives. Leah comes out. And Leah's an interesting one. She's wearing a nice dress, and what does she do? She bends over. Yeah, right in front of him. I mean, not the worst of positions, but what she does is she brings a football, and she, like a long snapper, snaps the football to him. The position looked good. The snap was decent. I mean, hey, with the Bears' injuries this year, I would not mind them getting a long snapper. She clearly could replace Grassu in a lineup, so I bet Jay Cutler would like that. So that was a good impression. Weird, but good. A horse comes out next. Yeah, in a form of a girl wearing a huge unicorn helmet slash mask. I don't know. Joelle or Jojo is her name, and she's much hotter without that horse on her head. No question. Lauren H. is a kindergarten teacher. She's probably good with kids. She caught a wedding bouquet apparently a week ago before arriving on a show, and she gives it to Ben. So, wait to lose your chance to get married, Lauren. Good job. Then we have a true ginger. Yeah, redhead Laura. She comes out. She's freaking out. Apparently, she can't be freaking out that much because she looks super calm. So, Red Velvet is her nickname. Okay, so there we go. Rose, well, as if the horse head wasn't a theme enough, a girl with a giant rose on her head. It was like a costume thing, just giant rose hat thing. Probably was like a foot or two tall. Weird. So she comes out, and she's, of course, the wacky dentist. She's just like deadpan freaky, like kind of like no expression type of freaky. So she claims that the rose on her head was a first impression, or maybe it's a last impression. We'll see. So then it's a shot of the girls in the house, and everyone's getting catty and worried about the next girl coming in is better looking than the one before her. Understandable. That happens every season. Next car, a Megan arrives, or Megan, with Huey, the miniature horse. Yeah, she actually brings a real life miniature horse. So she's a Texan, and she tells him that we look forward to talking to you inside. Apparently, the horse is going inside the house. Awesome. Brienne is Miss Nutrition, starts breaking bread. Literally, she has this whole gluten-free gimmick and brings a basket like Little Red Riding Hood and starts smashing bread against the sidewalk. Like, I'm not even joking. I couldn't even make this stuff up. Way to destroy bread. I'm sure someone's hungry for it. Okay. Izzy arrives in her pajamas. I mean, guess she's ready for bed. Rachel's got a good entrance. Rachel comes in a hoverboard, and she's cute and she's unemployed. So, not sure what she did to get that hoverboard. Stole it. Probably not. Maybe rich parents, or maybe she accepted donations. Who knows? She's cute. Jessica from Florida. So, it's clear that they're scooping up every woman that's left in Florida. Tiara, the chicken girl. She seems super normal, actually, and nervous. Um, just a chicken gimmick wore off quick. Then there was Lauren LB, because there's so many Laurens and Lauras that they had to like give her a nickname, LB. I don't know if that stands for linebacker or something. Her and the long snapper could get along really well, probably. Um, but she will make you literally do a double take because this girl resembles Caitlin Bristow to a T. She's like a slightly hotter Caitlin Bristow. Damn. And you know Ben's gonna be all over that. So good selection. Um, Jackie, the red dress cosmetologist, arrives with a date card invite. Interesting. Not given by Chris Harrison. And the last one is probably the best one. Olivia, the news anchor. Whoa. You've got to be kidding me. I mean, this blonde bombshell. I would watch the news. She's apparently from Austin, Texas. I would watch the news even if she was doing a telecast on, like, pigs invading a Walmart or something. She's incredible. I mean, yeah. There's that one person every season where just, she's the one. No question. Look wise and everything, and this is Olivia. Good luck, women. So then we go back inside the house, kind of the mingling time. Olivia calls Ben a specimen and a god. I mean, I know she's into news, anchoring and stuff, but she has seen a guy before, right? I don't think she's like living in a TV studio, but you never know. Just as Ben wants to like talk and kind of introduce himself, he gets stolen away by the dentist. Yes. And she proceeds to actually give him an oral exam, like legitimately. He lays down and she has her utensils and yeah, she's plucking away at his teeth. And the verdict was that he does need to floss a little bit more. So there it is. I mean, free dental care on a Bachelor. Easily the best dentist in the show's history. I mean, so Chris Cupcake, yeah, sorry. Then Olivia comes back and takes Ben aside to tell him she kind of walked away from being a news anchor in order to like chase him and come on the show. I don't know if that's a horrible decision, unless she's like banking on getting on TV full time. Or maybe she'll be picked in the end. So could be a good choice after all. Ciala or Cialis, no, not the pill for getting an erection, or Ciala. I'm gonna have trouble saying her name. Well, she immediately starts talking about software, and that is obviously a topic to get any man excited. Yeah. Twins, yes, the twins mixing things up. They chat Ben up, and then the football girl again. And, you know what? And she's like playing toss and catch with Ben, and she does have really good hands. Like, I'm talking about, she's like a number 2 receiver in the NFL. Like, real solid grip and like good hand-eye coordination. I don't know if she can run routes, but I mean, a really solid receiver. I mean, now with the NFL playoffs coming up, someone should sign this girl up if she gets eliminated. Long snapper / receiver. So yeah, Leah, thanks for the memories of a horrible Bears season. But before we're done, there's one final limo. See, once again, there's not really 25. There's going to be more. Man, who comes out? Oh, well, it's Amber and Becca. Yeah, the Becca from the runner-up from Chris Soul's season. That Becca. And Amber, who was just on Bachelor in Paradise, who was also in Chris Soul's season. Look at that. How about that? Well, apparently now the theme is to just bring back people from every season. So they are the Nick Vales, in a sense, of this season. Just like, actually a hot female version. And less twisted. So, of course, Lacey is officially losing it. Like, she is turning into Kelsey. Yeah. Kelsey also from Chris Soul's season. And she's just freaking out and undermining all the other women and just complaining and being a problem person. So, I mean, well, in that case, what happens is that she has a conversation with Ben, and he just kind of assures her that he's not blowing her off or anything, and she tries to get a kiss from him, and he denies it. Wow, this guy's different. Says no to a kiss from Lace. There's a first impression rose on the table. It's that time. Who's going to get it? And I think we all know, even though Ben says that Lauren B., the flight attendant, takes his breath away, but you know who gets the cake? Yeah. The one that gets the cake is Olive. Olivia. Not olive oil. Or olive. There's no olive. Olivia. Olivia's the one. He tells her that his conversation meant a lot with her. And she stood out. Clearly she did. So Olivia gets the first impression rose, and that's a damn good call by Ben. I'd do the same thing. Good choice. Go for the hottest one. I think it happened same thing with last season of The Bachelor, of course, with Britt. She was the hottest one there too. So good choices. Always go with the hottest one for the first rose impression one. Good impressions. So there we are. The final ceremony. Yep. And what happens here? Well, typically it's a quick ceremony, but not tonight. On a night like this, it takes a while because they are there there's a lot of roses to hand out. So, first rose ceremony, Lauren B. Isn't going to book a flight anywhere. She's staying. She gets the first rose. LB, aka Caitlin 2.0, is staying. She gets a rose. Ciela gets the next one. Amber, she gets a quick rose. Jamie, Jennifer Boobage, and her boobs are still in everyone's face. Jubilee, Amanda, Jojo or Joelle, the long snapper. He needs one around there. She gets a rose. Rachel might not have a job, but she does have a rose, so she gets one. Samantha, not that Samantha from we all remember, not Stefan. Jackie gets one. Haley, which is the twin, one of the twin blondes. So now it makes me think, are they a package deal? Is this like an Ashley I and her sister Lauren type of dual deal, or no? Or they're separate? Well, we don't need to worry too much because Emily, her twin, gets the rose next. So there it is, 2 roses. Shasha, she can't speak a lick of English, but she gets a rose. Lauren H. and Becca staying. Yeah, Becca kind of had to wait a while. Mandy, she apparently gave a good oral exam because she passed Ben's test and she gets a rose. And the final rose comes down to a few women. So there's the Seattle nutritionist, therapist, Brienne, that destroys bread. My favorite Washington chicken enthusiast, Tiara. The Texas teacher, Lauren. The Kentucky account executive, Laura. The Texas cowgirl that came with the horse, Megan. And a Florida accountant, Jessica. And Connecticut graphic designer, Isabel, or Izzy. And, of course, our villain of the day, and Lace, which is the villain of the day. So, who's going to get the final rose? And we know it always happens. The villain ain't going anywhere, so Lace gets the rose. And the rest of the girls are eliminated. I'm pretty shocked, actually, that Tiara, of all the eliminated girls, that Tiara was the one to let go. She was super cute and seemed to have like a personality and a gimmick going for her, and the whole chicken thing was kind of cool. She could have been the new Ashley I, but no, she's gone. So that was quick. Tiara is Not gonna have her Tiara. Um, she's gone, and the rest of these women too. So hopefully Tiara comes back in Bachelor in Paradise. We need to see more of this girl. So that was the elimination, and a quick one in that sense because the season preview was next. Oh yeah, and the season preview, there's a lot of swimming going on. There's a hot air balloon ride. Seems like one every year. A visit to Chicago. Yeah, there's Chicago there. Olivia says that she's in love with Ben. Both twins are in love, and they're actually fighting and bickering over him. Lots of Jubilee in the scenes. Yeah, she sticks around for a while. There's a girl with two black eyes. Apparently, someone punches her. Wow. Um, then there's signs of Olivia becoming a villain. She turns into a villain. There's a lot of signs of that and clips of that. Lots of crying. There's a panic attack. Just starting to sound a lot like last year, actually. It's basically and Ben crying also, I like Chris Soules. Um, and then he's like leaving a rose and walking away. And then Chris Harrison tells him something that will change everything that he's about to do. Um, and then Ben says he's in love with both people and he's like on the edge of a cliff. But you know what? The big thing to take out, there's not much Becca being shown, which is interesting. Um, but the thing is that the budget went up. That's the important part because we see a lot of more exotic places. So no more Arlington, Iowas, and bad places in South Dakota. It's going to be a lot of tropical places. And okay, so stepping back up, budget increased. I mean, it's looking to be a less dramatic season, maybe, but interesting nonetheless. It didn't see any huge shockers compared to some of the last two seasons of like Chris Soules and even Caitlyn's season. But I'm sure there's gonna be twists and turns and surprises. But Ben's just a subtle guy. I don't see him creating drama. And the women, there's a few of them. Maybe Olivia does turn into that villain, but it just doesn't seem like it's gonna be that crazy. But guess we'll see. So since it's and then you have like the final at end clips of like Chris Harrison talking to the horse. Good end credit scene. So since this is like the first episode of the season, um, it's prediction time. Prediction time and who's going to end up where, right? So my final four. Oh well, I'll go with this. My wild card picks that could crash the top four, but won't be in the top four, but can get in there, is Ciala. She seems just like she's gonna be around for whatever reason. She's like the Carly of this year in a way. I know I said that about another girl, but she just seems like that girl's gonna stick around and kind of like talk a lot on camera and just keep her way around there. And then Jennifer Boobage. Yeah, I think Boobage is gonna stick by a bit. Something about her. I like Boobage. Unemployed Rachel, possibly. Although I don't see that happening that much. But maybe Joelle. I mean, the unicorn head. She could stick around. There's a chance, but these are the wild cards, basically. She wasn't shown on the clips much. I do believe that Becca's, and then she'll be around. But I don't think they would bring her. I think Amber's gonna last, but I don't think they would bring Becca back to just let her go for a while. She's one of those people that's hard to eliminate, but she kind of breezes through. We'll see. Is Lauren B, the flight attendant? There's just something about her. She made a strong showing. She's in the first vignette. She was the first one out of the limo. He seemed really into her. He said she took his breath away. Well, JoJo was in that unicorn head, but she's not flying away anywhere. Don't book a flight, Lauren. You're gonna stick around. Then I'm going to go with LB. That's just such a weird name to call a girl LB. Caitlyn clone, hotter version, which is a great compliment. He really was into Caitlyn. He was digging Caitlyn. he was into her looks, and now he's got a lookalike. This is completely a lot like someone you're into and that couldn't get. So this is the next best thing we find. He's definitely making a top 5. So there you go. The fourth one, part of this group, is going to be Olivia. There's no denying. There's no question. This girl is a shoo-in into the final 4. The previews are centered around her. She's going to be a villain. She could be kind of like the Courtney of the Ben or whatever his name was. Yeah, I could see that. She could but she's so stunning and just mesmerizing and awesome that the final two will come down to LB, and I'm not that 100% sure about LB. I have a good feeling. I think she's gonna skid by and get in there. So LB, she's kind of, yeah. Like, I could see Whitney didn't have much of a influence and impact on Chris Soul's season until like middle episodes, and this season's LB, and Olivia is the other one. Olivia's in the final 2, no question. She's got to be there. She's the clear-cut favorite. Sort of like the Brit of this season. Do you see how like these parallels every this season? It is Olivia taking the Brit role, turn it or twist it, which she's getting into the final. I'd be shocked if she didn't make it there. B, yeah. So Ben will get his even a hotter version. So LB is going to come out of nowhere, and I think she's going to beat a flight attendant here. And she was very tempting for me to pick her to go against Olivia, the battle of the blondes, the good versus bad. I think that attendant is flying her way straight to the Bachelorette. I think she's going to be the next Bachelorette. There's just a vibe about Lauren B that she seems fitting, bubbly, and she's a flight attendant looking for love, and it just seems like the type of girl they would go for actually. So I definitely see her. For some reason, just my gut instincts like, yes, the next Bachelorette is Lauren B. So that's something to look out for and think about. So yeah, that was a recap and kind of what happened in the first episode. There was an after show. We're not going to go over that because nothing major happened on that. But I do like the concept of having an after show for next 5 weeks, apparently. Or that's the call that Chris Harrison announced. So it's going to help kind of like set things apart and move things forward with the show. So next 5 weeks, we're going to have an after show. And what's better? What are you going to have? Scandal or something? Or Castle afterwards? No. People will stick around and watch it and keeps them involved. So it's a good move. And it worked for the after show. It was something tested out after Bachelor in Paradise, and it was good. So they had 2 co-hosts. Thank goodness no Jenny Mullen. She's hot, but it's just annoying and so negative. Today they had Diablo Cody and some girl from Jurassic World, apparently. Didn't notice her in it, but guess she was in it. So that's your recap of episode 1 of the 20th season of The Bachelor. 20 seasons! Jeez. This thing's been going on forever. 20 seasons of The Bachelor. Wow. It's been 20 years. No, it's been 20 years. I think they've done like 2 per year beforehand. Before they started running The Bachelorette and Bachelor in Paradise. I think it was like 2 Bachelor seasons per year. One in January and one later on. I don't remember, but yeah, we're at 20. So it's been a while. Yeah. That was it. So come back next week and I will have a new recap of next week's episode. Things should start picking up now, and more eliminations on the way, and we'll see who these girls really are. So far, some interesting takes and takeaways from the show. Olivia seems like a keeper and someone that's going to be around and important. And then you have Lauren B. They were featured prominently, obviously, those two. And you had your Mandy, the dentist. but I don't see her lasting much, and neither will Lace. She had a big impact on the show, but I think he got kind of fed up with her after she went off on him for not looking at her enough and not wanting to kiss her. So she's a drama queen. I don't think she's going to last that long because so the producers are doing everything possible to include her right now before they probably already know that she's going to be making her exit soon enough. So got to get the crazies out of the way, but Olivia will take over. That seems to be the plan, and even maybe Jubilee. I think she says something in a clip, preview clip, saying that I go after what I want. And then Cialis, or Ciala, I like Cialis, that's a good name for her. She seems like she's going to do a lot of commentary and stick around for a while, too. The only surprise was, like, there wasn't enough of, or much of Becca, and nothing really of Amber in the previews. Are they just hiding Becca for later? I think that's the case. I don't think they want to expose too much of her. I'd be surprised if he lets her go that early. But she's there, so expect that to happen. But a lot of blondes, some brunettes. Guess we know what he likes. And you got those twins. The twins won't be around for too long. I feel like they're going to be gone sooner than later. But they'll do and bring some interesting stuff to the table early on. That's why they're there. So everyone's kind of jumbled in and packed up for now, just to make things interesting until it's time to move on and get rid of them. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. So that was the first episode of Bachelor. Good stuff, good start. It can be interesting. Every year seems interesting in its own way, but this is a guy that you want to root for in Ben. He seems like a really genuine good guy, a family guy, and really actually kind of looking for love. And I think it's going to show throughout the season. So hopefully he ends up with something like that at the end, and we'll have to check it out. So follow me on Twitter at JimRKO. That's at JIMRKO. And make sure to check me out, my blog, for more insight, analysis, and if you want to read it, that is on Chicago Now, chicagonow.com, and it's under Bachelor Universe. So Chicago Now / Bachelor Universe. That's where to find me. Or you can just go on Google and put in Bachelor Universe. It'll pop up. So if you want to read that stuff, check it out. I'm also working on something else that will relate to both the podcast and the blog, and regarding a Bachelor, obviously. So it might be a video thing. So keep an eye out on that. But thanks for checking out the show. Download it, tell your friends about it, and make sure to tune back every week. I'll be doing this every week after each show, so you guys can get up to date and check it out, and we can talk about it. If you have any questions, comments, things you want to me to talk about, make sure to hit me up on Twitter and leave me a message or a comment, and I'll include it in the show, or even leave the comment in the comment box on the blog. So every week there's a new entry on Chicago Now, Bachelor Universe blog. Until next week, I'll see you guys later, and enjoy a happy Bachelor season. It's back, it's upon us, and we're suckered in. So, you know what that means. We'll be around. Alright, see you guys. Talk to you next week.